The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, interesting news, this was reported about a week ago, but I didn't really see anybody out there in the YouTube boxing community report on it. Not to say it didn't happen, but I thought it was some pretty big news that slipped through the cracks, and I just want to make a video about it. Big stuff in the world of boxing, particularly in this country, America, because I think what this news right here it's great news for boxing. It's welcome news for boxing. It's the kind of thing that will, I believe, help push the visibility and the growth of boxing, not just in America, but worldwide forward. Now, it was reported a week ago that Ryan Garcia, the fighting pride of Victorville, California, Victorville's very own Ryan Garcia, he signed a endorsement deal with a juggernaut in the sports world, and he signed an endorsement deal with Gatorade. Gatorade, yes, that Gatorade. Be like Mike, Gatorade. What can we say about Gatorade? Gatorade's been the leading sports beverage for decades. Particularly if you're an American kid, you grew up playing sports. Gatorade's almost synonymous with your childhood. It's impossible to go out in a place like South Florida with all these palm trees and all the sunshine and all this humidity and heat, be out there running, playing all kinds of sports, and not have Gatorade around. There's always been some sort of Gatorade around. So I think this is big for boxing. When we talk about Ryan Garcia, we're talking about a guy that's mastered. He may not have mastered yet fighting at the highest level because he's still very young in his career, still green to that world championship level of boxing. But one thing he has mastered, and there's no doubt, let there be no debate about it, Ryan Garcia has mastered how to market himself, how to present himself to the world, to social media. So, this comes as a reward for his hard work over these years, generating the following he's generated. And I think this is great for boxing because one thing that I constantly say about boxing in America, and why I think it's being let down in a lot of ways, is that there's no marketing and there's no visibility. Well, when we talk about Gatorade and we talk about Ryan Garcia aligning himself with Gatorade, that gives boxing more marketing, that gives boxing more visibility, and what that does is it's a ripple effect. It has a positive ripple effect on the sport. It fighters that are in Ryan Garcia's weight class or around his weight become bigger by him just being associated with Gatorade and by him being a bigger star. And that can only help boxing. That only helps the fighters make money. That only helps the promoters make money. That only helps the health of the sport, which I'm so happy about this because, boxing's been needing that star for a long time. I don't know if Ryan Garcia is going to be that guy, but with the way things are going, at the rate he's growing, it looks like month after month, something's happening to him, whether it be in sparring or a big fight like Luke Campbell or like an endorsement deal like this with Gatorade. Positive things always seem to be happening to Ryan Garcia. And it looks like he's going to be that guy, or he has a chance to be that guy at the bare minimum to take boxing forward. Now, this is a significant thing when we talk about boxers and whatnot, because in the whole history of the sport, there has never been a fighter ever in the whole history of the sport, as crazy as it sounds, there's never been a fighter that's had a Gatorade endorsement deal. And think about that. Gatorade's been part of the American sports landscape for I don't know how many years, 50 plus years at bare minimum. So we're talking about, all the top athletes in the world have had Gatorade endorsement deals. We're talking about Tiger Woods. We're talking about Michael Jordan. We're talking about Derek Jeter, and the list goes on and on and on. And like right now, you have like Zion Williamson and I think Jason Tatum, a couple of basketball players. Gatorade is still looking for those names to help grow the company and whatnot. So I think it's big for the sport. I really think it's big for the sport because now kids that watch TV, they're gonna see Zion Williamson, they're gonna see all these different types of athletes on the Gatorade bottle. But now, for the first time in the history of ever, while they're seeing basketball players, while they're seeing baseball players, while they're seeing hockey players, they're now gonna see a boxer associated with Gatorade. And that just I don't think I can emphasize enough what kind of visibility that gives not just Ryan Garcia, and that's going to be a big feather in his cap as far as him being the A side whenever he fights someone. So let's not make any mistakes or confusion or qualms about that. But it also helps boxing, because then, you know, it makes kids have someone to look at that they don't have to, like, because the problem with boxing is boxing promoters, boxers are very lazy with their marketing. So a lot of times these guys can be the most talented fighters in the world, but nobody knows who the hell they are. So Ryan Garcia is going to be easily visible. He's going to be easy to see for little kids, young kids that want to play sports. And I promise you, I guarantee it, because of his association with Gatorade, there's going to be commercials, there's going to be cross-promotional opportunities that will allow Ryan Garcia to be one of those guys in boxing that inspires the next generation below him to box. There's going to be a lot of kids, mark my words, in the next 10 to 20 years, you're going to hear about a lot of kids in America who decided to pick up boxing gloves because of Ryan Garcia. I have no doubts about it, because of the fact that, number one, he is a good fighter. He can fight his ass off. That's number one. Obviously, he's not perfect. He's still flawed and he's still learning in the ring, but he can fight. Second of all, marketing. I mean, they're marketing the hell out of Ryan Garcia, so he's easily visible. And three, he's a likable guy. He's a likable guy. You can't knock the kid. So, you know, big shout out and much blessings to the young man Ryan Garcia on doing his thing, being the first boxer to ever get a Gatorade deal. It is historical. It does deserve a tip of the cap, because it is something that boxing's needed for quite some time. So I can't believe we went through Sugar Ray Leonard and Riddick Bowe and all these different types of fighters in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, Mayweather and Mosley and De La Hoya. Surprised that the first fighter to ever get a Gatorade endorsement deal. But that really says more about the lack of marketing that's been so prevalent in boxing for all these years and decades. So, you know, a big step in the right direction for Ryan Garcia. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you think about Ryan Garcia getting that Gatorade endorsement deal? Do you not give a crap about it? You know, is it something that you think will be a positive for the sport, negative for the sport? Leave any questions, thoughts, comments, concerns in the comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just Kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.